When you want your spring break to feel like... and your kids' pool day to feel like... and your hotel bed to feel like... ooh, and room service to feel like... because at Hilton, hospitality feels like...
Your cabana's ready. Would you like fresh towels?
It matters where you stay. Book now at Hilton.com. Hilton, for the stay.
Listen, all you New Yorkers. Excuse me, taxi.
Okay, man, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
All right, so St. John's is on the way to San Diego. They're the 5 seed in the East region with Duke and UConn, and Michigan State are your top 3 seeds. Let's talk to the WFAN legend, now Sid Rosenberg contributor, Joe Benigno. Joe B., how are you, pal?
What's up, bro? How you doing? By the way, great song there, Vehicle by the Ides of March, which was yesterday. So I just want to throw that.
Ides of March yesterday, very good.
Catch it.
Yeah, no, he got it.
We would catch it.
Yeah, and of course, Friday was Friday the 13th. So I have one quick bone to pick with you, then we'll get to the college basketball.
To pick with me?
Yes. Okay. So, you're getting a little bit of criticism. I don't know why. What you said was 1,000% right. And I would say it right to Chris Olivero and Craig Carton, 2 of my best buddies. When you said WFAN on Friday in a post-interview was not the same. It's not. And you mentioned all these great guys. I miss Mike and the Mad Dog. I mean, you went as far as mentioning Coleman and Sims. No Sid Rosenberg mention from Joe Benigno? What's the matter with you?
What do you want me to tell you? So I love you, Sid. You know that.
But when you talk about the heydays of the fan, I was there doing sports on I Miss Middays with you doing the Giants.
You were there, and you also were with me for a while. I understand.
Yeah.
So, no, please, Sid, do not take any offense to that. Okay.
Well, Lou's very upset.
Lou, you shouldn't be upset, Lou.
If you think that that Sid is not taking offense to it, you really did not learn a thing.
I mean,
that is true. You got a fair point.
I love Evan Roberts, and he's still there. And he's great. I love Evan. There's no Joe and Evan without Joe and Sid. Just remember that. But I'm just breaking your balls. All good.
I get it. Yeah. I get it.
Yeah.
Believe me, Sid.
Justin's very upset. Noam is furious. Noam, is that you? Are you furious? He goes, who? You hear this? Who? He does the news.
Furious?
No, he does the news. He's like the Charles McCord of this show.
And he's a Benigno super fan.
And when I mentioned that you're coming on, say that again, Lou.
He is a Benigno super
fan.
I am,
yeah.
Well, we appreciate that. We thank him.
But he's mad at you because you didn't mention me in that.
Well, look. The only thing I'll say, Sid, is, and I really don't want to go.
Listen, no. Before you go any further, remember, Dwight Stevenson made the Hall of Fame, even though he only played 5 years with the Dolphins. But go ahead, make your point. How I was in and out quick. Go ahead.
So did Terrell Davis, who only played 5 years with Denver, right?
And that was going to be your point, right? I came and went very quickly, right?
No. All I'll say is this, and I really don't want to get into this anymore. I'm done with it. You were not there in the very, very beginning. We'll leave it at that.
It wasn't very good in the very beginning. It got better when I got there, not because of me per se, but
Sid, everything gets better when you get involved.
Now, finally,
anything that you get involved in, Sid, immediately moves to a different level.
Good answer. All right,
God,
perfect.
Joe.
That's good. All right, Joe, so I was thinking about you all weekend long, watching St. John's make relatively easy work of Seton Hall, blowing the doors off of Connecticut, because you were on this show at the end of last week, and you said, Sid, these guys are good. Now I said, look, now I really got to see them. Last year, they had the great season, won the Big East tournament, and then lost to a mid-tier Arkansas team under Calipari. Arkansas is actually better this year. They beat Vanderbilt to win the conference championship yesterday. But I got to see, with this team now, if they don't make it to the Sweet 16, I'm going to start to lose a little bit of interest in regular season and Big East play. Is that a fair statement?
It's a fair statement, but I want to go back before we get into that. Let me just say, St. John's got screwed here. I mean, can we just? Nobody else is saying this. They got a 5 seed. So
a lot of people are saying it. How do you? How is UConn? You just beat UConn by 20. They're a 2 seed and we're a 5 seed.
Right. Beat UConn by 20. Beat UConn twice. Won the regular season outright. Won the league in the tournament. UConn actually lost to Creighton and Marquette along the way. They lost to Marquette, and that's what cost them a share of the regular season Big East title. You're right. and they get a 2 seed, and they go to Philadelphia, and St. John's gets a 5 seed, and they send them to freaking San Diego. What is that? Give me a break. Let me tell you, man, I really believe this, and Pitino actually was pretty nice about it. You know, he could have went off the wall, but what's the point? I'll go off the wall. The committee doesn't like Pitino. Let's tell it like it is. They don't like him, and they hose St. John's here. Let's be honest about it.
Oh, well, let me stop you because I agree with you. There's no other logical explanation. It's either Pitino or St. John's. Why don't they like Pitino?
Well, I think it goes back to past NCAA transgressions, if you want to use that word. You know, let's be honest. Remember, they took his second championship. You know, the second championship he won his first one at Kentucky. The second one he won at Louisville was in 2013. They stripped him of it, which is a joke. I mean, come on, we all know that they won that. Louisville won that championship. You know, I was actually there. They beat Michigan in the Final Four. Come on, and I think that's part of it. And I just don't think they like him. I really don't. And they hosed him. You're telling me that UConn is 3 seeds better than St. John's?
Ridiculous.
Get the hell out of here.
Couldn't agree more.
Break.
Yep. And they'll take on Northern Iowa. Again, looks like they'll take on Kansas. Duke, UConn, Michigan State, your top 3 seeds in the East. Out in the South region, Florida, who got hammered by Vanderbilt. Houston, Houston, Illinois, your top 3. Out West, you've got Arizona, Purdue, and Gonzaga. In the Midwest, you've got Michigan, Iowa State, who's a very good team. People don't know them. They're very good.
Yeah.
Very good. And Virginia. So I know Duke is the favorite to win the whole thing, a small favorite. That's too easy. They're chalked or a 1 seed. Who do you like, Joe, that may be a 5 seed like St. John's that you think can take this thing right down to the very end?
Yeah, I don't want to say St. John's is going to win. I'm not going to say that. You know, I'm not. You know, the way things are, you know what I'd love to see, and I'm not going to see it. You know, they put Miami of Ohio in. Miami of Ohio went undefeated in the regular season, and they got beaten there in their first game of their tournament. I'm not even sure what league that is they're in. But they did make it. They put them in the play-in game. They're going to play SMU or Dayton either Tuesday or Wednesday night, one of those. You know, but I don't think they're going to win a tournament. But probably one of the chalk teams is going to win, Sid. I would say one of the number ones is going to win. You know, Florida, I doubt Florida's going to repeat. You know, I know they did repeat a few years ago under Billy Donovan.
But believe it or not, that was more than a few years.
Well, I know, right. It's 20 years ago now. It's hard to believe. I know. It's like 06 and 07. It's like 100 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not going to say St. John's is going to win. I do think they have a chance to get to the Final Four. They got to at least get to the Sweet 16. They cannot go down. They cannot have the kind of year they've had. They've won 19 of their last 20.
That's what I said. Right. Because
they cannot go down without going to the
They
Sweet
won the
16.
Big East tournament last year. They lost to Arkansas, and then the Pitino got killed for benching his best player who couldn't hit the ocean from the beach that day. I had no issue with that.
Right, he was terrible.
Right. So you got to go Sweet 16. I'm telling you, the team I like, I just mentioned them to you, is that 2 seed in the Midwest that will end up in Indiana, Iowa State. I watched them play.
Iowa State's very good, bro.
They are real
very
good.
Yep.
Real good. So anyway, we'll see. It's a fun time.
It's a very tough league, that Big 12, which, you know, you don't even know who's in the Big 12 anymore. These teams are like, you know.
Oh, no. All these Pac-10 teams are in the Big 12 now.
Right. Arizona State. Yep.
It's weird.
Yeah, although you got UCLA in the Big 10, and you got USC in the Big 10. UCLA's a dangerous team, let me tell you that.
They are.
You got in the ACC, you got teams like, you got Stanford and Cal in the ACC. How is that possible?
I don't know. I can't.
Right? I mean, you know, the whole college sport thing is screwed up.
It is all screwed up, and that's why President Trump had that great great meeting at the White House almost 2 weeks ago already. Our good friend, the president of the Yankees, who's been on this show already, Randy Levine.
Yep.
He was there.
Saban.
Yeah, so Nick Saban, Urban Meyer, Tiger Woods, all of them. Mike Johnson, Marco Rubio. So that was a big deal, and we'll see if they can fix college sports. Nevertheless, this is always fun, and all the action starts with the play-in games tomorrow, Thursday.
At least the St. John's game is Friday night at 7 o'clock.
Yeah,
they
good time.
Bury it at 10 o'clock on Friday night.
No, you're right. No, it's a good time. 7 o'clock Friday night, St. John's in Northern Iowa, and San Diego out of the East region. Knickerbockers beat Golden State last night. I know you said you think they're good. I'm looking at
played for Golden State.
Nobody played, and they still only beat them by 3.
Right. So. That's fine. You know what? Look, they just came off a 5-game road trip. They won 3 out of the 5. It's the same. It's the same scenario, bro. They got 13 games left to play in a regular season. It all comes down to what they do in the playoffs. They're probably going to be the 3 seed, probably in the East. They'll win their first round a tournament and win their first round series, and then it's up in the air. You got to beat Detroit. You're going to have to beat Boston. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But right now, if you're a Knicks fan, you're just marking the days off until they get to the playoffs.
Now we're less than 2 weeks away from regular season baseball. I know we got the win over the Dominican Republic.
WB. How about that game last night?
Yeah,
USA with a very pro Dominican Republic crowd in Miami. I mean, they were. It's like they were playing the game in the DR.
Yeah.
But great pitching last night. Great relief pitching. Some terrific defense. Aaron Judge threw a guy out. I think it was Tatis, trying to go to third base from first base from right field. You saw Rodriguez actually take a home run away from Judge. He went over the fence to take it away. You go down to, it was a 2-1 game, all home runs in this game. What was it? Gunnar Henderson hit one. This kid Anthony hit one for the USA. And in the 8th inning, this guy Whitlock, who I don't even know what team he plays for, to be honest with you, for USA, has Soto, Vlad Guerrero, and Manny Machado up in the 8th inning, and what does he do? He strikes out Soto, shocking. He gets Guerrero on a ground out, and he strikes out Machado. I thought that was huge in the 8th inning.